Is a relationship between man and woman considered shameful or holy? When does a woman become a man's wife and at the same time become forbidden to other men? In what point? What is the most necessary action that establishes such a relationship? And the most essential question, what can we learn from marriage to your relationship with God?
And it shall be at the end of the days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be firmly established at the top of the mountains, and it shall be raised above the hills, and all the nations shall stream to it. And many people shall go, and they shall say, Come, let us go up to the Lord's mount, to the house of the God of Jacob, and let him teach us of his ways, and we will go in his paths. For out of Zion shall the Torah come forth, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Hello, shalom, and welcome to another video explaining a bit on marriage and the rhythms of life for Noahide, for bringing more excitement and connection with God. Mazel tov, a wedding. How good it is to establish a new family. To set up a new family, as a matter of course, includes the desire to have more children, give birth, be parents, and raise the children. This is family. That requires creating a family unit with a father, mother, and children born to their relationship. A unit. The Torah prizes the act of being fruitful and multiplying. And at the beginning of the creation, beginning of the creation of humanity, chapter 1 of Genesis, it is written in the Torah, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and make possessions of it. Thus, the relationship between man and woman, which other cultures might sometimes be considered shameful, is regarded in the Torah as a holy element. In a moment you will see how much it is holy. Let me explain this a bit to understand. The ceremony by which a man and a woman are bound together is called Kiddushin in the Talmud, related to the word Kadosh, holy. It's an act of a holiness. And the revelation of the Shekhinah, the divine presence, is related to this holy action. When a man and a woman establish a family in holiness, the Shekhinah, God appearance, puts its appearance inside to this couple. When a man and a woman are not present, only one of them, the Shekhinah does not appear. It seems that the Holy One, blessed be He, wants explicitly to reside within the family unit. Now the question is, how can this relationship be formalized? When does a woman become a man's wife and at the same time become forbidden to other men? What act exactly is bringing this situation? The Maimonides, the Rambam, the most significant Jewish rabbi in terms of halachic side, he wrote that before the Torah period, a man would meet a woman in the market. If he and she wants to marry, he would take her home and have her relationship with her, and she would become his wife. When the Torah was given, Israel was commanded that if a man wants to marry a woman, he must first take in front of witnesses, and then she becomes his wife. As it's written down, if a man takes a woman and has relations with her, so first of all he needs to take her. Taking her is with a ceremony. A necessary action, taking or Kiddushin, holiness, establishes the relationship between man and his wife. It's a special action. This change is significant because it transfers from a natural status to a state of holiness. Judaism added a divine element to the family that is both a formal and social ritual. It also could be in the Noahide, but it is not relevant for Noahide in this specific way. Because according to the fundamental law, Noahide does not need a ritual of Kiddushin or any special ceremony to transform a woman into his wife. At the moment that they have a relationship with the intent of establishing a home, she becomes his wife and is prohibited from other men. But however, still, the Torah gave instructions about the proper behavior for Noahide too. And it's very interesting from a story of Jacob, our patriarch Jacob, who came from Padan Aram, it's in Genesis, and to the land of Israel. And first thing that he did, he went to the city of Shechem. It's written down. He camped in front of the city. Did three things in this camping, okay, to the Shechem community, to the Shechem city environment. He established coins, developed their markets, and built bathhouses. And the truth is that when you think about this, he taught them how to get married according to the Torah of Israel. A coin is similar to a wedding ring. Markets are related to financial and legal obligations between husband and wife. And bathhouses provides for immersion so that the sexual relations will be based on a purity and a sensitivity and not simply a natural animal activity. The purpose was to raise the people of Shechem from a simple life to a higher level of family living. From the rest of the story, we know in Genesis that it didn't help, okay? And they behaved like animals. It failed. But Jacob didn't do this for the Hebrew nation. And his original intention was to teach how to get married. And we, as a Noahide, in the Noahide World Center, we recommend that all Noahides establish a memorable marriage ceremony for Noahides. It is also appropriate to set up a wedding canopy, okay, what we call the chuppah, to signify that the appearance of the Shekhinah. This is the chuppah, what you do. The groom should also give the bride an object wedding ring. And in addition to the festive clothing, I will say, it is also possible to recite the 7 blessings that we have over a cup of wine as it's being written down in the Brit Olam's book, the Siddur, the prayer book that we have, with all of the instructions there for a wedding ceremony. We did this a few times in Israel and also in other places of the world. And this will be recorded as a part of the formal records of the community, in books kept by the leaders of the community. Again, the sages of the community is very important, a very essential site of all of those ceremonies. And it will be agreed by the community as a whole that this is a way how to do this. And we should realize also that establishing a new home is an expression of optimism, Jewish optimistics. Okay, it is expression of love for God and understanding that the world is a good place where it is good to set up a new family and bring new life to this world, who have the ability and the image of God on one side and to repair the world on the other side. One part of the Jewish ceremony is to break a glass as a symbol of mourning for the destruction of the Holy Temple. The entire world is sad because there is no temple. It is written in the Talmud that if the other nations had understood what they lost by destroying the temple, including the possibility of the blessings of this world for all, and also repaying all the sins, redeeming all the sins of humanity, they, the people of the world, would have surrounded it, the Temple Mount, with soldiers to protect it. So we suggest that a glass will be also broken at the Noahide's wedding canopy. What can a Noahide learn from a wedding ceremony? As we mentioned, it's not from the Torah, the ceremony, but it is bringing another step. And just as we can establish a family in holiness by doing an act of connection, you can deepen your relationship with God by making a personal pledge, accepting God of Israel to become your guide through the Hebrew sages. And in this way, the prophecy of Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 4 of bringing more life, you say, but it says like that, but you who cleaved to God are alive, all of you this day. And you can find a link with all of the explanations on how to do this. And now that we understand how one and one, husband and wife too, are much more and much greater than two, full family, okay? We might feel too much above our head. This is where death is coming. And on this issue of death and much more, we will speak in our next Cycle of Life video. And you are more than welcome to join us. Blessings from Jerusalem.